Hey, yo, everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video. You gotta forgive me if I sound like I'm whispering, but I'm trying to be quiet. My two sons are sleeping. It is 11:07 at night. My D&D session ended early, so I figured I'd take some time to talk about the news that is floating around, and I use news very loosely. The rumor, there we go, that's the right word. The rumor floating around about our boy Batfleck, Ben Affleck coming back as Batman. Apparently, and this showed up a couple times in my news feed on various different social medias and news sources, that Ben Affleck is currently in talks about signing a new deal with Warner Brothers, as a result of the success of the Snyder Cut being launched and kind of the reinterest and reinvigoration of the DCEU in that way. But apparently he's in talks, and he's already signed a contract to stay on as Batman for the DCEU. I find this fascinating that this is going around, because Ben Affleck made it very clear that the reason why he left the role of Batman is because the, the toll it had been taken on him as a person in his personal life, on his family, and on him in general. So for him to head back to the role that, admittedly kind of did him in a bit, is just really such a curious thing. Would I want him back? Yeah, of course I would. I'm going to do a video next week, and I'm going to be basically ranking and breaking down all the different Batman actors from Keaton onwards. And Ben Affleck is definitely the most decisive and love hate of all the Batmans. There's so many things his Batman does right, and there's a lot of things his Batman does wrong. And for him to come back and to kind of get another swing at it, whether it's in a mainline movie like a Justice League, or if he just shows up and he kind of does like the thing that they want to do with Keaton, hops from movie to movie. He shows up in Aquaman, then he shows up in Suicide Squad, then he shows up in Shazam or whatever, right? I would even be I would be perfectly fine with him doing that, just having Ben Affleck doing cameos. Because if you think about it, right, Robert Pattinson is the main Batman right now. He is the Batman franchise Batman. But it would be fascinating to see Ben Affleck return, especially if they get Keaton on and they have Patterson, and then they have Affleck 3 Batman floating around. What the hell? Um, but honestly, as good as that would be, as amazing it would be to see Ben Affleck return, and honestly, right now, despite my feelings of his Batman, especially the killing, because you guys know I am such a stern believer in the no killing rule. I would love to see Ben Affleck back. But again, I need a more reliable source. I need someone that actually knows what they're talking about. I need it to be set in stone for me to believe this, because right now, I don't believe it. Right now, it's just rumors. And honestly, I think it's just rumors to stir things up. I don't think this is going to come to fruition. Now, I might be wrong, right? Maybe in 3 days, Ben Affleck comes walking out in a Batman shirt, flips everyone off, and says, "Bitches, I'm back." Right? It's Britney, bitch. Only it's Ben, bitch. But regardless, right? Maybe he does. I could be wrong, but I just find it incredibly unlikely. But I mean, the real question is, would you guys want Ben Affleck back? And I'm curious to know, would you want Ben Affleck to come back in a role as a main member of the Justice League DCEU? He gets a standalone film, or would you want him to do more cameos, right? Maybe showing up in the Suicide Squad for 5 minutes, maybe showing up in Aquaman for 10 minutes, maybe showing up in the Superman sequel for 10 minutes, right? Who knows which is better, but I'm curious on what you guys think. Because honestly, if they're going to use him, Patterson's Batman is in its own universe, doing its own thing, being the mainstream Batman, and Ben Affleck's going to be the DCEU Batman. It may behoove him just to be that character that kind of is in every other movie as a cameo, kind of like the Hulk or Nick Fury, if you want to use Marvel as examples. But yeah, what do you guys think? It's all rumors, but they're enticing rumors. They are tantalizing. They're almost as tantalizing as The Rock coming back from one more run in WWE to win the WWE Championship. And I haven't even watched wrestling in years. Um, but you know what? If the Snyder Cut does well and this rumor is true, I would absolutely want to see a Justice League sequel. I know that Warner Brothers is scared to do one, but shit, they got to. Especially if the Snyder Cut does well. There's no reason not to. So yeah, that's my basic opinion. Like I said, this is all just rumors. So I mean, it probably won't even happen. But if it does, it will definitely mix things up in the movie world and in the DCEU. So tell me your opinions. As always, follow me on social media and contribute to Patreon. Thank you and have a good